You ever have one of those mornings where the shop feels, I don't know, expectant, like the tools are just waiting for you to mess something up so they can laugh at you?
I think that's just your conscience, Tiger. Or maybe that shaky third cup of coffee. What did you almost break this morning?
Nothing yet, but I did spend 20 minutes looking for a marking gauge that was literally tucked behind my ear. I felt like a cartoon character. But hey, it's Tuesday, March 10th, and we are back in the den. We've got a lot to chew on today, from industrial scale metal melting to making sure the young guns out there don't get swindled out of their career progress.
It's a packed house today. We're looking at some heavy duty welding tech, some serious career wisdom for the apprentices, and how to actually make a buck without sawdust getting into your bank account.
Let's start with the heavy metal. There's some new submerged arc welding, or SAW, tech hitting the floor that's claiming to cut fabrication time by about 30%.
30%? That's not a tweak, Tiger. That's a go home 2 hours early kind of improvement. What's the catch? Is it just for robots?
It's a beast, Alex. Think of it like this. Instead of you hovering over a joint with a mask on, fighting the arc, this system buries the whole process under a blanket of granular welding flux. No flash, no fumes hitting your face, and it just pours metal into the joint. They're seeing deposition rates that make a standard MIG welder look like a hot glue gun.
So it's basically an automated river of molten steel.
Exactly. For the big shops doing deep penetration welds on I-beams or pressure vessels, this is the difference between finishing a contract on time or paying penalties. And speaking of big players, Mazak Optonics is finally dropping their Optonics brand here in the States.
I've seen the name. They're the ones who make those lasers that cut through inch-thick plate like it's warm brie, right?
Precisely. They're diversifying. They want to bring that high-end precision to more than just the massive aerospace players. It's a good sign for the industry. Precision is getting more accessible, which means the little guys, well, the medium-sized guys, can start playing in the big leagues.
I love the tech, but let's pivot to the people behind the masks. You saw that post on Electrician Talk?
Oh, the 50-year veteran? Yeah, that hit me right in the heart. Half a century as an industrial maintenance electrician.
Think about the changes that person saw. They started before most of the sensors we use today were even invented.
And it all started at a community college. That's the takeaway. You don't need a corner office and a mountain of student debt to have a stable, honorable 5-decade career. But, and this is a massive but for the apprentices listening, you have to protect yourself.
You're talking about the stolen hours problem. It's the number one thing I see people venting about online. My boss didn't sign off on my 8,000 hours, and now I can't sit for my license.
It makes my blood simmer, Alex. I've lived through the handshake era where you trusted the old man's word, but those days are as gone as cheap lumber. If you're an apprentice, you are the CEO of your own career. Do not trust your employer to be your historian.
So, what's the move, aside from just being a nuisance to the foreman?
Take a picture of every work order. Keep a physical log, a real one with ink, and save every single pay stub. If a company goes belly up or a boss gets a grudge, those stubs are your physical proof that you were actually standing in the mud pulling wire. It's about not letting someone else's poor record keeping or bad attitude keep you from your journeyman card.
It's a paper trail or it didn't happen world.
It really is. I've seen guys have to repeat a year of schooling because a folder got lost in a flooded basement at an HR office. Don't be that guy.
Let's shift gears to the maker mogul side of things. We talk a lot about selling what we make, but I've noticed the conversation is changing. It's less about how many coffee tables can I build this month, and more about how many ways can I sell this one design.
You're hitting on the location independent shift. Look, I love the smell of cedar, but my back doesn't love moving 200-pound slabs every Tuesday. The smart play for 2026 is selling the how along with the what.
You mean selling plans?
Plans, digital courses, even just a well-written blog post about how you solved a specific problem. If you build a beautiful dining chair, you can sell that chair once. But if you film the process and write a guide, you can sell that knowledge 1,000 times while you're asleep.
And then there's this Amazon Creator Connections thing. I saw you looking into that. Is it actually worth the time, or is it just more digital clutter?
I was skeptical too. But if you're already showing off your tools on Instagram or YouTube, you're basically doing free marketing for the big brands. Creator Connections is like the VIP lounge for the Amazon influencer program. It bridges the gap. Instead of getting a tiny kickback, you're getting direct commissions that can be 5 to 10% higher because you're connecting specifically with brands that want your eyes on their gear.
So instead of just saying, I like this drill, you're building a bridge between the manufacturer and the guy at home who needs that drill.
Exactly. It's about being a gatekeeper of quality. People trust us because we've actually used the stuff until the rubber grip peels off. That trust has value.
Speaking of gear, the 2026 smart carpentry trend is exploding. I see these ads for laser-guided everything and digital jigs. Tiger, you're a bit of a purist. Does this stuff make you roll your eyes, or are you secretly buying digital angle finders?
Listen, my grandfather could eye a 45-degree cut and be within a hair's breadth. I am not my grandfather. I've wasted more mahogany by being pretty sure about an angle than I'd like to admit.
There it is, the honesty we came for.
Look, the revolution isn't about replacing skill. It's about removing the boring mistakes. If a $20 digital protractor saves me from ruining a $60 piece of wood, that tool paid for itself before the batteries even got warm. The trend right now is efficiency hacks, gadgets that reduce prep and cleanup.
Like the universal dust collection adapters?
Oh man, don't get me started. For years, every tool company had a different size port, like they were all in a secret war to see who could make me the angriest while trying to hook up a shop vac. Now we're seeing these flexible, multi-fit adapters that actually stay on. It sounds small, but if you spend 20 minutes less cleaning up sawdust, that's 20 minutes more you spend actually building.
So, what's the TigerDen filter? Because Amazon is full of 44 must-have tools that are basically plastic junk.
The filter is simple. Does it solve a problem you actually have? Don't buy a laser-guided dovetail jig if you've never cut a dovetail. Start with the problem. If you find yourself constantly struggling to get your table saw blade exactly 90 degrees, get the digital gauge. If you're tired of your shop vac hose falling out every 5 minutes, get the adapter. Buy the solution, not the gadget.
We've covered a lot today: industrial welding, protecting your apprenticeship hours, scaling your business, and the smart carpentry wave. What's the one thing you want people to take into the shop tonight?
Aside from keep your fingers away from the spinny bits?
Aside from that,
I'd say this: respect the craft enough to treat it like a business, but don't let the business side kill the joy of the craft. Whether you're documenting your hours for a license or setting up a camera to film a project, you're building a foundation. The tools change, lasers replace saws, digital gauges replace plastic squares, but the pride you feel when that joint clicks together, that's stayed
The same for 50 years, and it'll be the same 50 years from now.
well said. And hey, if you lose your pencil behind your ear, just know you're in good company.
It's still there, isn't it?
I'm not telling.
Thanks for hanging out in the den today. If you want to dive deeper into those trade career tips or see our list of gadgets that actually work, head over to the blog. Keep building, stay safe, and we'll see you next time.